Well, we're here today, 20th of April, in one of this year's beet fields. Normally at this stage of the year I'd probably have 2 herbicides on beet. As you can see, we're not just there yet. Weather conditions have slowed everything down this year. There's probably never been more interest in how to bank a lot of fodder for a coming winter as there is at the moment, given the tail end of the fodder crisis we're currently in. Since we were here the last day, however, when the plan had been, when we shot last, I was going to plough 2 days later and sow the beet 24 hours later. There was a 7-day space again in the middle because weather intervened. The beet has now gone in later than expected. Thankfully it was in the month of April. Again, thinking tank mixes, this peculiar looking jar beside me, this is one of the best things that a sprayer operator not just should have, must have in my opinion. Any customer of mine or of TerraChems, they should have this. This is a conical flask that was bought in Super Quinn about 4 years ago for about €4. As far as I know, it's supposed to be for making some sort of gravies or something, I don't know. That's what I use for what I tell farmers should be their jam jar tank mix test. And what I mean by that is, it's something that can be a jam jar once it has a lid. You put in some water. If you're putting in 5 products, put in a dollop of each product. It's not scientifically accurate. You put them into that, you shake it up. Tank mixes can go wrong in a number of ways. Do the test. A lot of people laugh at me when I say it. 4,000 litre sprayer with 70 acres worth of products in it. It's a lot of money. 3 minutes to do that. You tell me what's a wise investment. Okay, we're here today, 20th of April, in a crop of my own. It's winter barley, it's Bazooka. It's fair to say not happy. It's no reflection on the Bazooka. Not at all happy with my winter barley at the moment. This little field we're in is the better of the two. I couldn't get out early enough with its early nitrogen, which is critical for hybrid barley. It was just ground conditions we couldn't get in. Okay, Kevin, we're here today, the 20th of April, in a crop of Bennington.
You can see the plant is really stretched. Like, it's a week ago since we applied the K2. As advised, we applied it at the full rate of 1.8 litres a hectare. I know it's a strong rate, but I just wanted to make sure that we held on to tillers we had and want to encourage more tillers. And then also there's a lot of leafy growth there.
It's moved remarkably in the last 5 or 6 days since we got the heat, because God knows we've moisture, fertiliser is there, so the crop is, we may not have tropical growing conditions in Ireland, but we're getting close to it.
So I suppose, John, like, just looking at the crops there, and like last night there was a frost, you know, and like, it's weather is blue skies here today, but last night it was very cold with that frost. Like, what about the stress in the crops now and the crop canopy there?
Stress is something that it happens in nature. It has a significant impact on how crops perform. Wheat being source limited, meaning, as we understand, wheat, if you get the weather, will stay filling. You've always hoped for the end of the season. Okay, today, 15th May, we're in spring barley. This is, call it typical or untypical in a way, of spring barley that we would have at this day of the year. Normally, on this date, I'd be putting a T1 fungicide on spring barley. The earliest spring barley went in around me, where I'm living, was probably around the first few days of April. The last of it has gone in the last few days. The scheduled application that we had expected was going to go on within a day or two of being here the last time didn't happen, purely because of weather. We saw a little bit of rain on the horizon, so we chose to hold off until that rain fell, which we did, and it has made 1 or 2 more weeds just spring up. So this evening we're going to be going with the Aphicide with a drop of K2 or Psychocell to help plant it out, and we're also going to be going in this neck of the woods with Cameo Max. Galaxy will be with it. So if you have more roots, you catch more moisture, you get more nutrients. Things like the minor manganese, copper, zinc, again around here the land needs it, you have to apply it. But I will spend a lot of money early on spring barley, and that creates the potential. You're almost coasting then with your T2 fungicide. You've done the work, you coast through, just keep it clean. Spend your money now, create the potential. You can't fail. To put in a litre of Trioris on a T1 spring barley, if you spend, I'm just loosely going to throw out a figure of about €20 per hectare extra. We have any amount of years data to show that returns probably in the order of €35-40 worth of extra yield.